Yeah, that should give me a reference point. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nabil, and today we're going to do something a whole lot different than what you're used to. We are going to, instead of playing X-Plane, we're going to try Aerofly, which is another flight simulator. It just came out today. It's Aerofly FS2, and the honest truth is that I'm not expecting a whole lot out of it. And it was, relatively expensive. But, oh, see, I want these to be the other way. There we go. And then here is good. Wheel brakes, I have those set to my toe brakes. Propeller I didn't deal with. Thrust reverse, this should be an on-off thing. That should be that. Nope, that is my brakes. So this should be that. There we go. Wheel brakes. I don't really want button 3 to be wheel brakes. How do I clear that? There we go. And now I want this to be thrust reversers. There we go. Elevator trim, I think I have set. Yeah, that looks good to me. That's up. Aileron trim, we aren't going to deal with any of that. Glider, air brake. Oh, air brake for the glider. Good call. This should actually be on the axis. Okay, so we're going to do, yeah, there we go. The gliders don't have propellers. So that works for me. The view information, I'm still, this is going to take me a moment to learn. A, just autopilot is A. Well, that's going to be interesting. Lights, don't know, pause, information, map. Okay, so let's go ahead and decide what we want for weather. Now, I'm teasing sort of all this stuff in the menus for a couple of reasons. Let's see, when is sunset? We're going to be in California, so sunset tonight is going to be, what, 0... yeah, probably right around there, I think. Then the wind, that's all decent. The direction, though, should be coming from the west, I believe. Turbulence is fine. Thermal activity is fine. Clouds, we want visibility to be pretty good. We'll crank that up. Cumulus clouds, we'll put it right around the middle. Density for both sets will be, I want them to be puffy. There we go. And I hope the audio of music isn't too loud. I feel like going back to my videos, it seemed a bit loud, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and here's hoping that doesn't affect anything too poorly. Now, aircraft. This is sort of interesting. They are incredibly pretty. They're pretty models, right? So maybe we'll start with the, they have Peru and the UAE, but that's it for the Aeromachi. We could do a glider. Nah. We want something. Blue Angels, digital camo. I actually kind of dig that. NASA, Swiss, Marines, don't care. The Learjet, F4U Corsair. You know what? I should probably show you guys all the planes, shouldn't I? So I guess we'll start with the 172. We have a couple of different liveries here. Standard, Blue Wave. I like Classic, actually. This looks a lot like the airplane I fly in the real world. N80657. So let's see. This is an F4 Corsair. Oh, Jesus. Didn't want to do that. There we go. The Learjet. This comes in white. And I really like that blue. It's nice and shiny. Silver Wave is kind of ugly, and back to white. The Extra. Given the choice, I like the black and the orange. We've already gone over the F-18 and the liveries. The Pits. Let's take a look at the Pits. We have red, Power Blue, Rocket Yellow, and back to the red. I like the yellow. We've already looked at the Swift S1, I believe. Nice Jeppesen logo. And Aerofly, we've already looked at the Aeromachi. Alright, the P-38. This is one of my favorite fighters of World War II. Ooh, I like Yippee. I don't know if he'll fly it, but I like it. The Baron, there's only one livery for this one, and there you go. So, the 737-500. This is a classic. This is actually the Shorty Classic. We've got Southwest, Air Busan, Air France, America West, which, do they even exist? British Airways, Continental. I will say it kind of bugs me a little bit that, they have Continental, and then they've got the other United with the battleship liveries. you know, this came out today, which is, I think, May 19th of 2016. So these have been different companies for a little, or the same company for a little while. Delta, Garuda, Lufthansa, Southwest, Sun Country, that's pretty actually, and United Battleship, US Airways, and California One. Then over to the A320. This is a plane that I love in the real world. Delta, we have Air Asia, Air Berlin, Air France, Alitalia, Avianca, British, CityLink, which is what? That's a Garuda, okay. Germanwings, I'm not going to fly that one. Gulf Air, I like their livery, I gotta say. And then Lufthansa, Northwest, Swiss, Vietnam. I like the Vietnam Airlines. I think it's a pretty livery. And then back to Delta, and then the ASG-29, the King Air, Stars and Stripes, and Standard. I think I like that one the best. I think I like Elegance. Then the Sopwith Camel, and the Queen of the Air, the 747. Let's see, we've got the KLM, Air Canada, Air France, Air India, okay. British Airways, Cathay Pacific, Delta, Eva Air, which I guess I didn't know they flew 747s, Korean, Lufthansa, Saudi Arabian. I like this one. What you guys don't know is I'm half Arabic, and so my family is Saudi, and so I actually flew on a Saudi 747 back in the 80s. It was my first flight, actually. It was an intercontinental flight between America and the Middle East. And then United, and they got this one right. Very interesting. We'll probably have to try that one out, I think. And then back to KLM. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off in the classic 172. And let's see. Alright, now where are we going to start? Let's take a look at the map. Now this this game appears to cover, California. And then boop, over here through Colorado. Let's see, Page Municipal, Monument Valley, Grand Canyon National Park. That'll be an interesting place to fly. We may go there. And then down through, this is like Yuma. Yeah, Yuma's there. Phoenix, Sierra Vista. Then down to San Diego, Catalina Island, San Luis Obispo, and up through to Jack McNamara. So that is the sort of area it covers. And I think I actually want to fly, not McCarran, there we go. I think I want to start at Grand Canyon West. And we're going to go ahead and start here on the taxiway. So we've looked at the aircraft, the location, the conditions. So I guess I've been teasing you long enough. Let's get into the actual flying. Alright, loading times are a little bit longer than I'd like, but I'll live, I suppose. Oh jeez, that's dark. Alright, I don't want it to be that dark. I would like there to be light. So I think we hit escape. Let's take a look at, nope, not navigation. Sorry about that. Conditions, time. So let's back that off. There we go, an hour and a half. That should be sort of sunsetish. And we'll go ahead and load that back up. It doesn't take too long, but it's longer than I'd like, I think. There we go. That's pretty. And this is beautiful. Like, no joke. This is a beautiful, beautiful game. I mean, look at the normal maps on that wing. Look at the scenery. I mean, it has individual shadow lines from the fence. That is impressive. I mean, it would be more impressive if the fence didn't just end, halfway down the fuselage. let's take a look at the inside here. So now, the big difference between this and version 1 is that the keyboard, or the controls are supposed to actually do stuff. So, can't move that. Okay, but the throttle works. That's good. Do I have... oh! That's interesting. Let's see. That doesn't appear to do anything. That doesn't appear to do anything. Heading bug doesn't appear to do anything. And I know we can't set the the barometer stuff yet. I can turn on the autopilot. Can I give it a heading? Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can actually change the heading. So I guess let's go ahead and throttle up and see about getting ourselves out of here a little bit. We're going to go ahead and do this from the outside view. Oh. I don't know why, but everything feels backwards to me. Let's go ahead and do flaps. There we go, we've got flaps in position 1. We'll throttle up a little bit. Ground handling is not a strong suit for this game. And I guess our runway is over there. Yeah, and the airplanes all feel like there's a lot of friction and not a lot of weight on them. So, like, we're going pretty quick right now, right? But if I throttle down to nothing, it doesn't roll very far. I would expect it to roll further than that, you know? But we'll go ahead and throttle back up, and we'll get our asses out onto this taxiway. And that should actually be plenty of runway for a 172 with no weight. And this game does not have, you know, amazing physics, so I'm not expecting a long takeoff roll, I guess, is my point. So we're gonna go ahead and do a midfield takeoff here. Interesting, there doesn't appear to be a whole short line there. I would have expected there to be one. But, oh well, that's fine. And I think we had wind coming from the west. So no matter what, we're going to have a crosswind. So I guess let's go ahead and taxi out onto this runway. And, that was interesting. And full throttle. We are very squirrely on the ground. Alright, and we have, there we go, 55 knots. Pull back lightly on the stick. Flaps up. And there we go. We are airborne. That was easy. The sense of speed is there, I gotta say. That said, the wind appears to be doing things. That is downright pretty. I will say that. And that doesn't suck. So if you were flying VFR, this might be the way to do it. Ground textures are not fantastic, but let's be honest, we're supposed to be flying. So, probably not the end of the world. You'll have to excuse all of the screenshots. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, let's go ahead and take a little bit better control of that roll. And, it's not the world's best texture, but the modeling doesn't suck. Right now, I'm basically flying with the rudder. So we've got 80 knots going on right now. Oh, okay, the hat switch does stuff. There's the pitot tube. Oh, yeah, my 172 is not quite that dramatic in the roll. Not terribly high fidelity on the flight model. Although that's interesting. I don't know what this is. It's a tour bus. I don't appear to be able to zoom out. Oh, good. No, I can. All right. Wow, that's jerky, eh? All right, and we're just sort of tooling around. That is damn pretty, I gotta say. All right, let's go take a look at the landing dynamics. Head on back to the airport. I'll tell you what, in real life, I would not bank a Cessna 172 like this. Oh, let me check something actually. Yeah, the plate matches the tail number, so that's cool. Oh, and there's the moon. The clouds are very pretty, I gotta say. The camera controls feel backwards to me. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and jump back on top. Come up over the lip of the Grand Canyon. Doo-doo-doo. I have no idea what my audio levels are like. Oh, and there's the runway. That's decent. Alright, so I've got the throttle at about half. And we're going to come in just straight. Tell you what, though, it doesn't feel like we're going 85 knots. It feels like we're going significantly faster than that. Roll back on the throttle a little bit. I know, we're ignoring friggin' safe altitudes all over the place today. We're trying to get a look at a new sim. See, that doesn't suck, though. Alright, and we are lined up on the runway, and it looks like we are red. Red, red, red. Alright, and we are at an appropriate speed to begin deploying flaps. Alright, I think I have, like, all of the flaps right now. But it doesn't, it's not slowing, or it's not behaving the way I would expect it to. Which, again, I'm not terribly surprised. Let's see, I'm flying to the south. So we have a crosswind from the right. We have a westerly wind. And I'm not sure I'm feeling it. Let's see, 60 knots. Alright. And let's go ahead and drop this in on the runway. Oh, and I'm a bit low. I'm descending a bit faster than I'd like. And there we go. We are... Oh, and apparently the VASI does work. And we're going to hold it back with the stick. It was a bit bumpy, but that's okay. And we'll go ahead and just roll this out. Oh, and there is the taxiway, so we'll stand on the brakes a little bit. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and bring up the flaps. And is that a taxiway? No, that is not. Okay, so I stopped for no reason. I thought that was a taxiway. We could taxi back. I'm not sure if we need to exactly. In fact, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump back to the main menu. I want to change the conditions so that the time of day is... There we go. 0000. That should be 4 p.m. Clouds. We're going to go ahead and bump those up a little bit. I'd like them to be maybe a little bit more dense. The cumulus, that's probably okay. Wind is probably okay. Now we're going to pick something different. What do we want to try? Corsair, Learjet. I'd actually like to see the 737. I haven't looked at that yet. There we go, 737. And if I'm going to pick one, I'm going to pick, I guess Continental will do. It's not, I mean, it's close enough, right? So let's go ahead and load this up. Oh, you know what? We're still at Grand Canyon. That's not where I wanted to be. I was going to move us to San Diego. I took a look at this earlier today, just for a couple of minutes, and it was relatively impressive, but that is pretty. But we're going to go back, and we're going to pick a new location. So let's go ahead and bring ourselves down to San Diego. And I'm picking San Diego because I actually know this city. I used to live there. And we're going to go ahead and start, let's see, the wind is from the west. We're going to start on runway 27. And let's see what happens. Yeah, I have no idea what the audio levels are like, and quite frankly, I don't care. Excuse me. Ooh. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hit the toe brakes. And we can probably turn off the cities since I know them. But that means I have to go back into settings, which means a reload. Now, I will say, San Diego's pretty. It's damn pretty. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the model. I'm going to go ahead and set us to flaps 5, I believe. So it'll be, I think, what, 135 on a 737? There we go. And it is a fantastically well-modeled aircraft. Lots of lights on. Let's take a look at the inside of the cockpit. Okay, I can turn heat on. What happens if I turn all the pumps off? Do the engines die? Nope, they don't appear to die. So the lights have some logic, but not a lot. And I can turn off the landing lights. I can turn off the, there we go. I can't turn on the APU. Can't do the engine start. APU. Can I do a fire test? Actually, which I think on a Boeing is down here. Nope. Yeah, and so the air brakes appear to be on and off. So that's off. And let's see, the reversers, that appears to do a thing. That's good. Flaps, it says I have flaps at 25. Okay. That's interesting. And the jump seat is down. Okay. Alright, well, let's tool around the city for a second. I'm going to go ahead and depress the brakes. Sit for a second. Oh, and I'm holding the brakes down, but the thrust is pretty monstrous in this game, apparently. There we go. Release the brakes. And accelerate down the runway. Yeah, look at that. So that is untrimmed, uncommanded takeoff. At, according to our airspeed indicator, we were going like nothing. And that was definitely a tail strike for what it's worth. Alright, and we're going to do gear up. And we're going to go ahead and go flaps up. That is an awful lot of climb. That seems unlikely. Alright, I'll throttle back a little bit. Now, do they have the Coronado Bridge? They do. Alright, so we are going to see if we can fly a 737 underneath the Coronado Bridge. Coronado? I'm sorry, it's been several years since I lived in San Diego. And I will say the modeling for the city is not bad. Oh, did you hear that call out? 1,000. Nice. think our airspeed indicator says we're doing 250 knots. And water modeling is not fantastic. That appears to just be a bitmap or something. Yep, this is as much a flight sim. There you go. I'll roll the trim down and see if that helps make it controllable. I watched the air races right here. It was pretty fantastic, actually. I lost a camera. Do these boats move? No. Chula Vista! I used to work for a company that owned a car dealership in Chula Vista. Yeah, this is not very believable physics right here. What you can't see is the amount of rudder I have in right now. There we go. Pause.
Tonight, but there's just one thing I need to wrap my head around. Yeah, I don't know if I can take another date and enough by myself, make a movie star for you to step up. Yeah, it's now and
it's
never.
Beautiful.
Tonight better be the night. That we'll remember until we're in the ground.
It's beautiful, but it's not very well modeled, or the flight model isn't fantastic. All right. National City. I know that place. Now, the question is, do they have, like, San Carlos? Let's see. Rancho San Diego. Spring Valley, there we go. Spring Valley in El Cajon. Spring Valley is my old stomping grounds. Let's see, we'll go ahead and descend a little bit at a high rate of speed. That's 325 knots according to the airspeed indicator, which I can't zoom in and out inside this plane for some reason. Alright, I used to take this road home. Well, at least from the Chula Vista dealership. Yeah, I work in IT, but I, at the time, worked for a company that owned a lot of stuff, including a bunch of dealerships. There we go. So, once we get to Spring Valley, off to our right, there should be another airport. It's, Gillespie Field, and that is not in the game, and that kind of makes me sad, because... There we go, Spring Valley is right there. And let's see if they... they're not going to model it, obviously, but I think they'll have, at least, am I approaching a hill? I am. 300 feet, okay, we'll give it a bunch more throttle. And let's see, El Cajon. Oh yeah, where is the other airport? I don't see the picture. I was expecting to see Gillespie Field over here. Rancho San Diego. Oh, there it is, Santee. Okay. I like, there are things I really like, and there are things that I really don't like. The flight models feel lifeless and bad. You know, a 737 should not take off on its own, uncommanded at, you know, 70 knots or whatever. But it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And let's take a look at Gillespie Field. Kind of makes me sad that they haven't modeled the thing. Alright, and I guess let's go ahead and turn back to the west. Maybe we won't land in San Diego, or excuse me, at San Diego International, but we'll find some place to land, I'm sure. Yeah, it's incredibly believable, if only these were a little bit bumpy. My old house is over here. And the thing that makes me, I think, the saddest, or the most sad, excellent use of English, Nabil, is that there is, they haven't modeled Qualcomm Stadium, so it's just an ortho there, and that seems wrong, because Qualcomm Stadium it's a big stadium, it should be three-dimensional, you know? Let's see how bad the flight model is. So I've got the throttle at about half. Let's see if I can do a barrel roll. Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like a barrel roll, it looked like an aileron roll, but I can assure you that I pulled up on the stick like that, and then full right rudder, and then slow right. Oh, and there's Qualcomm Stadium. There we go. That's a barrel roll in a 737. So, interesting. And there's Qualcomm Stadium. I used to drag race there. And that's, I think, the beauty of this game is that if you are from, you know, Arizona or Southern California or even Northern California, you'll probably be able to find your house. You'll be able to see things that you remember, and that's very cool. What I wouldn't give to have this scenery in X-Plane, you know? Oh, actually, let's take a look at the reversers. The reversers reverse. Those appear to slow you down, but they're not modeled. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit again. And there's Coronado Island. And San Diego. I wonder, do they have gas? Do they have, what is it? The big ass mall. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, the convention center's there. I kind of want to. I'm in love with all your lights and your colors. I'm in love with all your nights. But you've kept me far away from my phone. Yeah, there you go. That's the mall. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember going there a couple of times. And they do have, I've had the throttle off for a while, by the way, and we're not decelerating. And I wonder what'll happen if I crank down the flaps right now. Anyway, what was I talking about? The convention center, that's cool. I also wouldn't bank a 737 to 90 degrees in real life. Let's see what happens if I crank the flaps all the way down. What happens to our airspeed? Do they get ripped off? Dreams of green and filled with bliss. Life is so much more than this. So where do you go when nothing's like home? Well, it looks like it's not letting me extend them past a safe. Nope. Okay. Are they jammed? Doesn't say anything about it, but I don't know. Oh, and gear down. That appeared to pull the airplane really hard to the right. Moving on was never harder with knowledge of all the things I leave behind. I got a new friend in my life that is perfect. All right. That was interesting. That's an interesting approach. 500, okay. I probably want to add a little bit of throttle. That's 170 knots. 200. So, let's see, what are we doing? And we'll go ahead and land. This is on Coronado Island. And alright, we'll go ahead and chop the throttle and glide her in. This is full flaps. Alright, we're on the ground. And I guess a touch and go. Alright, I'm going to trim this all the way down and see what happens. Will it automatically lift off when it gets to an airspeed? This is full flap, so yep, there we go. The back end is lifting up. Go ahead and that's reasonable with an incredibly large amount of trim. And then gear up, flaps up. And let's see what happens if I just stomp on the rudder. It's a very well modeled airport. Pause. There we go. So this is, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. This is a flight sim for people that don't want a sim. That said, this checks all the boxes for people that don't want to actually simulate stuff. You know what I mean? It's beautiful, and you can hold a 737 inverted, which is fun. Let's go ahead and try something that's supposed to fly like this, though. Because this is admittedly an early release, and I've been ragging on it pretty hard, but, you know, it's an early release. So let's go ahead and step back out. And let's actually take, not the 320. I wonder... There we go. We'll fly the extra. And we'll pick a location. And I don't know... Let's see how Phoenix looks. I have a general idea of how Phoenix Sky Harbor looks. We're going to go ahead and take off on runway... There we go. And start. And let's take a look at the extra 330 LX. And I'm sure that it will be absolutely beautiful, and it will probably handle not so great. Come on, load that 330. Oh, Jesus, fucking balls. I've been searching. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Excuse my language. Let's take a look at the modeling on this. We've got elevator, aileron. Wow, that's a lot of aileron. Rudder. I like that it actually models the wiggle of the airplane when the tail wheel moves. Let's see, do I have flaps? Nope. Do I have air brakes? Nope. Let's take a look at the cockpit real quick. Oh, I kind of like the little sheet, you know? Like, to show you how to do stuff. Alternator switch is on. So, will I actually lose voltage if I keep it off? I mean, master switch doesn't do anything, so I can't imagine the alternator does. Let's take a look. No step. Trim. I'm not sure it does anything I can't see. Alright, well, let's, Scottsdale. Alright, and let's go ahead and give it a little bit of throttle here. Alright, and I've cracked open the throttle all the way. Oh, Jesus. Alright, tail has lifted, and we are up to all kinds of fast, 80 knots. So, go ahead and gently pull it off the deck. Gently. Oh, this thing has some roll authority. trimming it up a little bit. And that's got a pretty good roll rate. And that, I think, is all torque effect. And up. And nope, that's not what I want to do. The airport is very pretty here, by the way. I want to point that out. Whoa. Jesus. More throttle, less throttle. Oh, crashing works. Okay, so I've lost my wheels. Oh, and I'm back to full throttle. And we'll go ahead and try to center this with the rudder. Not gonna happen. Let's just nose it down and get it up in the air. I get the feeling this is not how this feels in real life. Alright, and up. So that is the stall behavior? That may actually be kind of accurate. Let's do this for real. Let's actually pretend that we're trying to fly this. You'll notice, however, that the trim is moving the entire elevator, but I think I see a trim tab in it. That is maybe not a full power takeoff for this thing. Alright, and we'll give it a little bit more throttle. And up to 100, gently pull back on the stick. Alright, and we are up. Alright, let's go take a look at Phoenix, shall we? So I've got the throttle on full, and we are slowly meandering over towards Arizona. Or, excuse me, towards Phoenix. I don't want to meander towards Arizona, because that's below us. Alright, there's the accelerometer. Oh, we hit 7 Gs there. I think that was -4. Go ahead and crack on the speed here. See if we can hit our maximum maneuvering speed. Which appears to be about 155 knots. Alright. And again, I have to say that this is fantastically good looking. And it runs, this is with, I think, everything maxed out. And it looks amazing. Chase field. Oh jeez. So let's see how that looks. Not great. See, but that does look great. And I'm taking a screenshot of it. This is very hard to... Whoa! Jesus. That's not good. That's not supposed to happen. And so let's see what happens when when you accidentally fly into a building in this. Glad I took the screenshot, because I think I killed the sim. Alright, I guess maybe I killed it. Alright, well that's 49 minutes, and I think I covered all of the bases that I wanted to cover. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good time. I don't know how much more you guys are going to see of Aerofly, unless I get some specific requests to show something off. But, yeah, this is Aerofly 2, and this is early release. So I expect things to change, and they do promise that we're going to get real FMC, or like a real McDo, real flight management computers, and a better autopilot. And I guess I just hope that on top of that we get, I guess, a higher fidelity flight modeling. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and you guys I don't know how to sign off tonight. I'm tired. But I hope you enjoyed it and have a good one. Bye.